the sixth word from the cross, "It is finished," based on Fulton J. Sheen's book, Justice and Charity. When our Lord spoke the sixth word from the cross, "It is finished," he was not expressing defeat, exhaustion, or despair. Fulton J. Sheen reminds us that these words are among the most triumphant ever spoken. They announce the completion of a divine mission that had been unfolding since the beginning of time. Christ did not say, "I am finished," but "it is finished," meaning that the work entrusted to him by the Father had been brought to fulfillment. In this single phrase, the entire plan of salvation reaches its climax. Sheen emphasizes that the cross was not an afterthought in God's design, nor was it a tragic interruption caused by human sin. Rather, it was the very center of a universe that is ordered, intentional, and planned. From eternity, God foresaw humanity's fall and prepared its redemption. The suffering of Christ was not forced upon him by circumstances beyond his control. It was freely embraced as the fulfillment of divine love and justice. In Sheen's time, particularly in the aftermath of World War II, many people struggled to believe that history had any meaning at all. The devastation of war, the loss of millions of lives, and the collapse of moral certainties led many to conclude that the world was governed by chaos rather than purpose. Today, though the circumstances are different, a similar sense of disorientation persists. Modern society often views life as accidental, driven by chance, technology, or impersonal forces. Sheen's meditation on the sixth word challenges this outlook by reaffirming that history and every human life within it unfolds according to God's providential plan. Sheen argues that the order we observe in the universe reflects the mind of an intelligent creator. The harmony of natural laws, the consistency of cause and effect, and the intelligibility of the world all point to design rather than randomness. The cross itself reveals this order in the moral and spiritual realm. What appears to the world as failure is, in fact, the precise fulfillment of prophecy, law, and divine justice. Christ satisfies the demands of justice not by vengeance, but by self-giving love. During Sheen's era, rapid scientific progress led some to believe that science had replaced God. Faith and reason were often portrayed as enemies. Sheen, however, insisted that true science does not deny God, but points toward him. In our own time, technology has advanced even further, shaping nearly every aspect of daily life. Yet the question of meaning remains unanswered by machines, data, or algorithms. The ordered universe still raises the same fundamental question. If there is design, then there must be a designer. A key insight in Sheen's reflection is that God's plan does not eliminate human freedom. On the contrary, freedom is essential to love, and love is at the heart of God's design. The tragedy of sin arises not from God's will, but from humanity's misuse of freedom. Even so, God is able to weave human failure into his redemptive plan. The betrayal of Judas, the cowardice of Pilate, and the blindness of the crowd all serve, paradoxically, to bring about salvation. In Sheen's lifetime, totalitarian ideologies claimed that history was controlled by economic forces, political power, or the state. Individual responsibility was often denied in favor of collective determinism. Today, similar ideas appear in new forms. People are told that their actions are entirely shaped by biology, upbringing, or social systems. Sheen's teaching stands in firm opposition to this view. While circumstances influence us, they do not excuse us. Each person remains morally responsible, capable of choosing good or evil, and accountable before God. Sheen teaches that history finds its true meaning at Calvary. The cross is the meeting place of justice and charity, where God's holiness confronts human sin and transforms it through love. When Christ declares, "It is finished," he announces that nothing more is required for humanity's redemption. The debt of sin has been paid in full, not through force, but through sacrifice. In Sheen's time, nations sought peace through treaties, alliances, and military strength. While these efforts were necessary, they proved insufficient to heal the human heart. Today, people search for salvation through wealth, self-improvement, political solutions, or technological progress. Sheen reminds us that no external system can redeem humanity from within. True peace flows only from the cross, where self-giving love triumphs over selfishness and pride. One of Sheen's most profound teachings in this chapter is that suffering has meaning within God's plan. Christ's final word assures us that pain, when united to his sacrifice, is never wasted. The cross transforms suffering from something merely endured into something offered. In a world that tries desperately to avoid discomfort, Sheen invites us to see suffering not as a sign of God's absence, but as an opportunity for deeper union with him. In the mid-20th century, suffering was often physical and visible: war wounds, hunger, displacement, and loss. In our time, suffering frequently takes quieter forms: loneliness, anxiety, depression, and spiritual emptiness. Yet the message of the cross remains the same. Christ's work is complete, and he invites us to place our wounds within his. Sheen also warns against the illusion of an unplanned life. When people believe their existence is governed by chance alone, they lose their sense of purpose and moral direction. Without belief in a divine plan, truth becomes relative and meaning becomes self-invented. This, Sheen argues, leads not to freedom, but to confusion and despair. In Sheen's era, secular humanism and materialism promised happiness apart from God. Today, moral relativism often claims that truth is whatever one chooses it to be. Against both, Sheen proclaims that truth is not created by human preference, but revealed by God. The cross stands as the ultimate revelation of that truth. The sixth word from the cross ultimately calls each person to trust in God's plan. Christ has finished his work, but humanity must still respond. Trusting God requires surrender, choosing faith over fear, obedience over control, and hope over despair. It means accepting that our lives have meaning even when we cannot see the full design. Sheen wrote to a world rebuilding after immense destruction. We live in a world marked by constant change, uncertainty, and distraction. Yet the cross remains unchanged. It stands as a fixed point in history, reminding us that God's plan cannot be undone. "It is finished" assures us that love has conquered sin, that mercy has satisfied justice, and that history moves toward redemption rather than ruin. In a planned universe, nothing is meaningless when placed in God's hands. The cross invites each of us to discover our place in that divine design and to live with confidence, purpose, and hope. It's time for the conversation that ties it all together. If you're in a group, now's the perfect time to grab your review questions and jump right into some awesome discussion. Share your thoughts, ask questions, and let's see what wisdom everyone brings to the table. The real magic happens when we learn from each other.